All rise.
Good morning. You may be seated. Clerk, would you call the case, please?
Your Honor, not calling the case of United States versus Kilo, case number 2001-04.
May I have your appearances for the record, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Mary Kacharek. I'm the prosecutor for the United States of America.
Thank you.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Victor Mansour on behalf and with Mr. Danny Kilo.
Thank you. Thank you, counsel. Do I look like a judge now?
Yes.
There we go. Because the whole case falls apart and will need to be dismissed if the search was illegal, we will begin this trial by deciding that issue.
People call Agent William Elliott of the United States Department of the Interior. Hello, welcome.
Could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
So what did you do in the street in front of and behind the defendant's home at 3:30 in the morning on January 16th?
Detective Haas performed a thermal imaging scan of the defendant's home.
And what did the scan show?
The scan showed that the garage roof and the side wall of the defendant's home were hotter than the rest of the home.
So the imaging device gave you information that was not available just by looking at the utility records. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Did you have a warrant to use the thermal imaging device on Mr. Kilo's residence?
No, we did not.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. You call your next witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. People will call Detective Haas.
Could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Can you see it?
Good morning, Detective. Have you used a thermal imaging device before?
Yes, many times. I used it on January 16th at about 3:30 in the morning for this case.
Isn't it true that heat from other private activities, such as taking a sauna, would be detectable by the thermal imaging device used here?
Yes.
But those activities would display a different pattern, correct?
I'm not sure what you mean. The imager would show that the portion of the house in which the sauna is located was warmer than other areas.
Yes, but a sauna would not display the same type of pattern as was displayed in this case. Isn't that true?
Correct. Here, there were several areas of the house that were warmer than others. The scan in question showed 3 distinct, evenly spaced circles of light at the peak of the roof.
Thank you. And after you obtained this information, you asked for a warrant to search the house at 878 Redundant Drive, correct?
Yes.
People have no further questions of Officer or Detective Haas. Thank you, Detective. And, Your Honor, the people rest their case.
Your Honor, we rest our as well. Rest your case. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is the time for closing statements. Ask the prosecutor to start with their closing statement, and defense counsel will follow with theirs.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Please do.
Thank you. The question posed by this case is whether the use of thermal imagers to detect heat on the outside walls of a house is a search. Therefore, there is no doubt that the imager did not violate Mr. Kilo's Fourth Amendment rights. Thank you, Your Honor.
Counsel, Mansour. Thank you. The use of a thermal imager to obtain information about the inside of the home was a search and is prohibited by the Fourth Amendment.
All right, that concludes the trial. I have just presided over a short but very illuminating, indeed heated, proceeding. In this particular matter, I have to make the finding of facts about whether there was a search and whether it was constitutional. In this case, I find both witnesses credible, and the facts are not in dispute. This case involves an important part of the Bill of Rights, the Fourth Amendment.
There's a reasonable expectation of privacy in the house. So now we have to determine if that thermal scan was enough to suggest that, wait a minute, you're not allowed to look in there, or, well, it's no big deal. It's not like they walked in the house. All right? What's your name? Is it Hannah?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think, Hannah?
I don't think it was a search because they weren't detecting, like, they weren't listening in on people. They couldn't see, like, the people who's doing it. They were just looking in the walls for abnormal activity.
Can they walk in your house? Can they walk in your house without a warrant and say, we think you have marijuana here, or we think you're an underage drinker? Can we just walk in your house?
No, but you just said that somebody had a gun.
That's an emergency.
But I don't think that smoking is an emergency.
I agree.
So,
I think it's
there you go again.
That's why we're here, to get you guys thinking. All right, let's take another vote.
So let's talk about that. What makes you think that it was not a search?
What do you think, Lauren?
Go ahead. And just jump right in. You don't have to raise your hand.
Because he wasn't on his property, so it's public.
So the police officer did it from a public street. Okay. And why is that important?
Because it wasn't their private property.
What if inside the house somebody is hurting somebody? Is it okay then to use technology to see that in order to protect somebody?
They don't know that for sure. Because you don't have evidence that somebody, like, you don't know for sure, so you need to, like, come up with more evidence that shows before you go and invade their property or their privacy.
What if there's proof in the garbage that you might be hurting somebody?
Like with blood and stuff?
Yeah.
And I guess,
It
like,
could be like a blood.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe you could try.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's like throughout like time, like there's a lot, I guess. Yeah.
That could be
I guess
used
if
to
you're-
get a warrant. The blood that you
Yeah,
trash.
that's a warrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, you just heard testimony about today. The Supreme Court made a very limited holding. It held that the thermal imaging scan of the defendant's home was a search.
Yes.
Because the officers did not obtain a warrant to conduct the search, it was considered an illegal search. The court decided that police officers need a warrant to aim a thermal imaging device at a house.